Welcome once again to another episode of
Ultimate Alchemy.
And today we're going to be thanking Al Stays Home for your patronage on the Mischief of Mice. Thank you very much, Al. Much appreciated. Thanks again. So today we've got plenty to cover. And in fact, first I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour. Yes, you've seen the base before, and yes, we've got the multiplayer set up over there. In fact, we even have Shadow is currently online right now, and in this area, you'll notice that it's a little bit cleaner. I took out some of the items here. I moved them over there. I did put a few things away, and I found out that me crashing the server wasn't me crashing the server. In fact, it was just the daily server reset at an inconvenient time. I'm a derp. So, let's get back into regular view mode. There we go. So if I go down here, notice that it looks a lot cleaner than it used to. I got a little carried away, but I moved everything over. So we've got, the iron ingots there, and we've got the redstone there, and they're both being drawn in along with, let's see if I can actually click over here. There we go, wood planks, all being drawn along this here, all being fed into this for the autocrafter to make basically piston. And of course that is also being set up with just a wood making device back here, which is to supplement it, because for some reason it wasn't grabbing like stone and wood fast enough. So I added a little bit here just to kind of help, because it's being fed in over here, and on the other side that seemed to get it to catch up. Now I might be having some problems, not with this crafting situation, but with this one above here. I've got another mechanical crafter up here that's having the pistons being fed in with some pickaxes. Typically, one would have like a small baby chest feeding the pickaxes in so that they wouldn't overflow or get pushed out or something like that. But in this case, I didn't do that. So we'll see how this goes. Either way, it's just going to be something to go on. But I've got ender shards being made using the bowl and pickaxes currently. Nothing is being made at the moment because I don't have lava production, which is where I left off at the end of last video. I did redo this setup a little bit, so now everything is currently being, as it's poured out, it goes down along here, gets deposited along the drying racks, and then gets collected when it's done to go into the basic drawer. Pretty good setup, actually. It's not bad at all. Now, the only thing is I can only use that smeltery for that. If I start putting other things in there, it can get really messy. Yeah, I might be able to put something else in there. I don't know that I could actually see if I put gold in there. That wouldn't work. I don't think that would actually do anything. I don't think glowstone would go in there either. I don't think I can have a pan glowstone. Can I? No, I can't. Maybe I could make glowstone in the same thing. But either way, I lack a fuel source, or at least a constant one. Oh, I also replaced the previously I had was a transfer node and transfer pipe coming from this into the smeltery. It was depositing one shard and then waiting for a new crafting setup, and then one shard. So I was like, that is ridiculous. So I put a translocator there, fix the problem, and it seems to be functioning within acceptable parameters. Now let's move on over here. I do have another little section just added on over here, because I found out that for me to like build things like this, I wanted some decorative blocks. I just wanted some more of the seared bricks. I didn't want to like constantly build a whole new setup for it or anything. I just wanted enough that I could do that. So I was like, all right, this will be my smelting area. Something that I need to just kind of smelt a bunch of temporarily. I mean, I've got it all being fed wood so that they're all, fully furnished up. I've got the hoppers underneath and just a bunch of storage crates on the front so that everything gets output. I probably could just do this much simpler with something else. Yeah, but either way, I could probably have it all go into one crate. But it's just a temporary setup, so I can put a bunch of like crafters or something like that on top of this and smelt or craft whatever I need to in here, because I was needing a bunch of glass and whatnot. In fact, this is what I did with a bunch of glass, is I used that setup to temporarily put some crafters down, start doing that, because I'm going to need a bunch of it, as well as seared bricks. You can see I've got 628. I've got a decent quantity now, because I'm going to need these for the next part. I'm figuring we're going to make a lava setup over here, and then we're going to have a storage tank as well, like a little, like this, but over here. At least that's kind of the plan. And it's going to be mostly transparent because I plan on using a bunch of seared glass, or, well, at least let's do seared. We're going to be using, yeah, seared glass. I might go with the seared windows. I can't remember which one has the connected textures. It might be both. It might be neither for all I remember. But once we're done with that, we're also going to be doing a controller. There's a lot of things that use the word controller, but we're going to be making a Tinker Tank controller so we can store lava in here. There's a seared furnace as well, but I'm not really too into smelting things. I suppose if I really wanted like things smelted, I could do that, but I don't know, it gets a bit weird sometimes. So this is the project for today. We're going to be working on lava production, and then repurposing that lava for more things than just fuel here, because this doesn't actually use much fuel at all. Give an example. Let's actually make a little bit. Move some sticks off the side here. I think I've got a little bit here. Yeah, let's take 2 pieces of charcoal. I've got one of these, and what is it for? Oh, I need a bucket. So it should be really basic for making one of these. And this is just for 1 bucket's worth, of course. There we go. And then I smelt this up. Put this in here. And then as soon as that's done, it should pop into this chest in front of it. Yeah, I definitely need to streamline this a little bit more, but still, I just wanted to make a little temporary area that I can work in. Now we got a lava bucket. Move this over here, and I can dump this in, and you'll start seeing everything going. You can notice that I've got this thing prepared for an input pipeline to come in, and you can see it's already pouring things out, making all sorts. Look how fast this stuff melts. Jeez, and the lava doesn't get used up that quickly. I have to say. So it's not too big of a concern. You can see everything is starting to get poured out a little bit at a time. And everything dries, and then you wait a second or two, and then it pours the next one. Good to go. Yeah, and then everything starts working as intended. Now, like I said, I might run into a little bit of a hitch with that pick down here situation. We'll see about that. But for now, I'm not really too worried about this 900 millibuckets. So it's only used 10% right now for making a whole bunch of those. You saw how quickly they were being just devoured in there. So next, we're going to be building this tank. Let's see now. I have some seared bricks, but that's not going to be very useful. I want this Tinker Tank controller, which I have that bucket now, and I can put this in place. Let's see. Can I put something down temporarily? Let's put this here. That on top. There we go. Tinker Tank controller. And I'm going to want a bunch of that glass. So let's see. Seared. We're going to make one of each, just because I can't remember which one has connected textures. That requires some kind of glass. Regular glass. Oh, I'm missing all the glass. That might be helpful if I grab that first. There we go. Grab a bunch of those. And now can I make the seared window? I would like to make a second one so I can see if these do have connected textures or not. And if so, what they... No, they don't. Okay, let's try the seared glass, I think is the one that has that. So we're going to try that next. There we go. Take a couple of those ones. Yep, that's the one I want. Okay, totally doing it. The other one is probably just going to get pitched to the void. Bye-bye, seared windows. Yeah, just bye. I'm not going to say anything nice about it because it didn't turn out as nice as I was hoping. So seared glass. There we go. 31. Let's do a bunch right now. I think I've got enough for... I'm trying to think. We got 3 on each side. I'm going to want corners to be the drains. So then I'm going to need like...
on average, 12 per level. Let's do maybe like 24-ish, or actually 23 would be good. Reason being is I've got one.
There are worse things in the world than having too many seared glasses. So let's put this in place here and start building this up. Be back once I've got this thing set. But before that, I do realize I forgot to build drains. I need to have a way of actually accessing this. I'm going to make, let's make a bunch of them. That's more like it. All right. Let's make some drains on the sides here, on the corners. There we go. Got something that should work for the meantime. Looks a little bit funky, but I'll be filling things in as I go. I ran out of bricks. I've got more over there, but the idea here was that we can now look inside and still access this on all the corners, as well as this one port over here. I might actually replace this. This is kind of funky looking. Yeah, and of course it went inside. There we go. There, that's better. And I can pipe out straight down underneath this instead. I think that might be better. Being all picky now about my build. Let's put that there. And then I'll need to fix this so that it matches. Come on, where is it? There it is. The rest of it. Much better. There we go. All right, so this currently, hey, holds 400 buckets worth. Oh yeah, that's a lot of buckets worth. So we're going to be wanting to pump in a bunch of stuff, but before I can do that, yeah, I'm gonna need that lava production, which I'm thinking maybe I put it on the back here, because this is kind of like a little bit of a space that I can work with, and it's gonna be a little bit messy looking, truth be told. So I'm gonna get the lava bucket setup made. And I'm gonna have to recycle the buckets into the build again. Interesting. This is going to be interesting how I'm going to need to recycle that bucket for these to work. But first, let's start making the lava bucket, which is going to require 3 things, but I only need a limited quantity of the buckets. I don't need to constantly keep making them unless I want to void them or something. It could be faster to do that, but I think it'd be more interesting if I can recycle these. So we need obsidian production, and we need some kind of charcoal production. So obsidian is just double compressed cobble. That shouldn't be too bad. Also, here's another question I have. If I have a bucket of lava, can I pipe it into a smeltery drain? And have it empty the bucket out. That's something I should probably test out before I go too crazy with this setup. Let's grab some just charcoal that I've got already. Do 8 of them, and then I'll grab 4 of those, and I just need a fresh bucket to craft all these things up. Actually, I might make a bunch of them. There we go. Got a bunch of buckets, and then this should allow me to make these. And then each one can be plopped in here very simply. Yeah, definitely need to have all this go into one chest. That would be really nice. There we go. Looking a little bit better, and then I could have this, well, first let's repair the hole in the floor. There we go. And then I can have this go to there, and things will pipe out into this now. Much simpler. Alright, so I've got a few buckets of lava. What I wanted to find out is what happens if I use these with a smeltery drain. So let's try this for starters, and then I can put down a crate and see what happens if I pipe this into it like so. And oops, I just totally messed that up, didn't I? Yes, I did. And I don't know how this is going to interact. How do I have to have it like clicked in or something? Like a mechanical user? That could work, because then if that is facing this with buckets of lava being fed into it, that would work. Which actually leads me to another thing that we need to make as well, and that's going to be automated making of redstone. Because these ender shards can also be used for that when they're not actively being used for this. So I could feasibly, let's add in an item translocator here so that I can actually branch off of that. And then I can make some of these with a little bit of redstone. Oh, I might be able to actually take some of the redstone. I've actually almost fallen to my death before, by the way. Don't leave the server while you're flying and then come back in. You won't be flying. So if I can feed off of this, I could steel redstone, maybe? I've got redstone being fed in on this other one. So if I do a bit of... Where's that crafter? Bit of this being sneaky here. Let's try this. If I open this, come on. Open. This pick is not as fast as I had originally thought it might be. So this is making pistons. That's not going to be helpful. But stuff here might be. Because this is feeding in... Is that feeding in redstone and iron? It is, as well as wood, I believe. Oh, okay. I don't know that I can get this to work, but I will try nonetheless. Let's try putting this here. And then I just want this off with a bit of redstone and the other item. Let's find out. We need redstone and ender shards. Let's take a little bit of that. Oh crap. No. Stop. Redstone and ender shards. There we go. This is a bad choice. So if I do this, hopefully it won't mess that up too badly. And then that should feasibly start making those, I guess. If I can have this feeding over to this one. So this is where I need an item translocator. And I can't get to the other side. Alright, yes I can. Don't worry, I'm not ruining the smeltery. It just needs to go like this, and then go into there. There we go. No problem. Now I can put this glass back. Seared gauge. See, and it's still good. No harm done. And then this is making it's not making those. Why is it not making those? Because we've got ender shards that are full. Is that it? Redstone on. No, I've got it turned off. As I did before. Alright, resonating redstone crystals. Great. This is just going to give me a little bit of a supply of it. And now I might even be able to put one of these back. Hopefully this will actually keep things full as is, because right now I think these are sufficient. I do have a lack of storage over here. Oh my gosh, look at all this. To put all this stuff. Yeah. Maybe I brought too much glass, thinking that I would need so much for making this tank. I probably will make this tank much bigger. But for now, I think I'll just clean out my inventory. So, mechanical user. I do have some of these over here. What else do I need? A dropper. That's just stone and redstone, yeah? Cobblestone, in fact. So I shouldn't be... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... And a piece of redstone, and then this. Make one of those. Alright, one of those first. I never grabbed any of the redstone bits that I was looking to get. Take one of those, and then I should be able to make that. Mechanical user. Excellent. Now, I hope this will allow me to input... That's facing the wrong way. So this is going to be interesting already. Let's go over here. See if I can actually set this up properly. First, we go with a piece of cobblestone. Oh no, wait. We can put down the mechanical user first. I've got enough blocks for this. Just watch. Just watch. There we go. And then I re-break this and replace it, facing the other way. That's not the other way. You're a jerk. Fine, I will break this. Put it down this way. Gosh. Oh, so picky. There we go. And now I can break this. And I've got a user feeding into this potentially. I don't have any clue if this is going to work properly or not, but I'm going to try. So if I have things being fed into it... Filter would be nice, but let's start with the crate idea. We'll do... Where'd I put the crates? I dropped the crates off. Alright, so I've got a crate. I've got a piece of pipe, and now transfer. that's pulling from it. I don't want that. I do need a filter though, so this would actually be useful. Because then I could filter this to only take out empty buckets, which I probably need to first put in full bucket for that to happen. So let's do this and this. There we go. And then I can toss in here that. It goes into this, which doesn't know what to do with it right now. But if we change this to place block, use item on block, activate block with item. There we go. And then this one, we can take out the empty bucket, use the filter option in this one, put the empty bucket in, it'll go into it, try using it, and then when I do this, it will take the empty buckets out, constantly making a big circle. In fact, this might be a good idea for me to only do a filter of, item translocator fail. I'm going to need to automate making these too. I've got a bunch of ender shards. I could probably make a bunch. So let's see. Item shards, pistons, not a problem. Do I have a bunch in? I do have a bunch in here. Let's grab some of those. Some more of those. Now, redstone, iron, and chests. I've already got all these things made, so that's not a problem. And therefore, I can make a whole bunch of item translocators. Oh, that's so nice. Don't need to really automate it. Well, not yet, at least, but I think if I use this, then I could have it so that only full buckets will be taken out and put into this. So let me click on this. Full buckets of lava. And then I need an empty hand. Click here. I need to put a full bucket in. And then the other bucket comes out. Yes! Perfect. That works really good. So then I just need lava being piped into here. And the it doesn't have to go into into this crate with this, but I do have to have empty buckets being recycled from this one. All right, so let's see if I can figure out a way of setting this up. All right, so far I've got some cobblestone being fed in here, making compressed, going here, making double compressed. But then that's going to need to be smelted, so I'm going to need things going over here, perhaps. Which would imply I could start using a bunch of item translocators instead of hoppers, just because they're really cool, so it's a lot more fun. Now, I just need that furnace here, put one here, here, and here. So then this is going to feed in the input, that's going to give the fuel, and then we can have the output come down here, perhaps, I hope. Let's start with this. There we go. Just love the looks of it. And then that should be there. I did turn this off. So I could turn this, there we go. So it should be starting to make this stuff, and it's starting to smelt up. Double compressed into obsidian, which is going to be one of the steps needed for crafting this stuff. The other one's going to be charcoal. So if I take another furnace here, put it in place, let's see, I want it to go input and sideways, so this would work. Put a translocator here, have that go in, and then we also want to feed it as fuel. Oh, this is really, I didn't even think about this before. There we go. And then there's the fuel, so it's going to start smelting and making charcoal. So then this is making obsidian, this is making charcoal, and then we just need buckets being fed in, and an mechanical crafter here. That's not going to work. That's not going to work because it won't pull the output from here. So I will have to actually mine into the floor. I kind of figured that might happen, but no big deal. This is the whole point of doing this stuff, is so that we can mess around and have our little builds on the back here. So if I put one on the bottom, there, put a crafter, whoops, here, Then one on the side. That should allow me to feed charcoal in, which is cool. And then I can have this one feed obsidian in, which is cool. And then I need buckets coming in, which I can actually... I could probably do something with that, actually. This will work. Let's cut this out. And I can use transfer nodes in this case. This will feed empty buckets. This is feeding full buckets in at the moment. That doesn't matter. It's just going into this thing. So I can have empty buckets coming out and into the mechanical crafter, which then is going to need to smelt these up further. Gosh. Oh, this is getting really, really wacky. No doubt it's still going to function at the end. I'll probably have to do another cleanup task. Blech. But for now, let's just pick up all these bits, get them off of this user at the moment. We're going to take this, plus one of these, plus a couple of these. Should make a bucket of lava ingredients, which is fantastic. But we want to keep these buckets in reserve for the moment, or else it's just going to start crafting these up. And I don't necessarily want to do that yet. So if I have this coming out into something else, I could have it being pulled out sideways and going up. Another moment that I'm going to have to think about how to arrange this. Okay, here we go. This is where it gets a little bit weird, is that I'm using these as a filter. At least that's... I'm going to try and use it. Can I... No? I can't put this on that? Oh, man. I can use a chest as an input in between. That'll work. There we go. So I should be able to use a mini chest in this case. And that'll keep it to the single item, at least. I can put this... Can't put that there. I need to replace this pipe with a mini chest, and then put this on top of that. And it can take from here... What do I have this one set for? This is hot lava's going in. This is empty buckets going out. So I need to change that. Come on, click. There we go. Going out. All right, empty lava buckets going out into here, which then I can pipe from. This is ridiculous. How much I need to mess around with this. Let's do these ones. And then I need the transfer node coming up underneath this thing. There. It's ridiculous and cute at the same time. So that will take the empty buckets into here, turn them into, auto-craft them into buckets of lava, which then need to be pulled out with more item translocators. Let's just do... Yeah, that actually works just fine. Into a furnace, which then needs to smelt it up. So if I put this here, I'm going to need some of that wood. In this case, it's just going to be simpler if I grab another wood barrel. This is going to be one of the... Oh, man, I am, getting to be the king of making really funky looking builds, I tell you what. Put this here, same as before, do the usual. Just change it so that this goes in, fills up the input. This goes into here. And that should take out the output, which is going to be the buckets of lava. Whew. And then this needs to be piped back up into that crate, basically, from underneath. And then I just need some pipes. It's a bit convoluted, and now that I know the size that I have of this thing, I think I would have arranged it a little bit better. But I think that's how it goes. Let's try activating this by putting in here a bucket of lava. It goes in, gets deposited. Should go down here for automatic crafting. And then automatic smelting. Yep. Straight away. So I don't even need multiple buckets. But I am going to put multiple buckets in here. So it's not even pulling out these other empty buckets. Let's put these in this station here. There we go. Yep, there we go. And it should smelt these one at a time as they're needed. In fact, I don't think I even need that many. And just automatically fill this up. Until finally this user is filled with a whole bunch of lava buckets and it can't actually fill it anymore. And then we'll have this thing totally filled with tinker tanks. Or this tinker tank will be completely filled. And I just need to pipe out from it into the seared bricks area. So how do I do this with liquid translocators? Well, I might be able to make some seared gauges that I can connect from and to as like a pipe network. But I think transfer pipes work for this too. Oh, I need a liquid transfer node. Oh, those are cheap. Okay, those just use a regular bucket. Okay, I could do that. Let's do that right now. Oh, wow, I've got way too much iron. Put some of this stuff away, in fact, if I have any on it. Oh, so glad that I did the void upgrades. I added the basic drawer crafting or upgrade crafter thing just so that I could start putting some of these void things on there, and I can just click and get rid of all this stuff in my inventory if I want. So nice. Because I was doing that with the cobblestone and wood, and then I would miss it when I wanted to do it with those ones. Oh, this even has... Can I... Oh, no, it won't let me. Oh, those are ender pearls, not shards. That would be why. And I can't put any more in there. Well, I know how to fix that. There we go. Now, I should be able to make this once I get a few base items. Just like that, it's nighttime. That's what happens when you gotta let the dog out sometimes. So let's make the bucket I made. I just need to do the rest of this. So let's see. Need redstone and some cobble. Just a little bit. And I should be good. Okay, it's smooth stone. My bad. There we go. And I think I can just use the same pipe. I just don't want it to connect with the item pipe. That would be bad. But it should pull from one, go into the other. So let's have it come from this one? No, that's too close to other pipe. Let's have it come from this one here. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Alright, well, that means that I'm going to have to... Where'd it go? There it is. That means I'm going to have to come out the side and go down. It's kind of sad. I didn't really want that to happen. But it's just going to happen anyway. So let's do this, and we'll see if this even works. Going straight across. And hopefully, yep. Yay! We now have automatically fueled setup. It's looking a bit wonky. But at least it's automatically working and doing what it should. Oh my gosh, this is such a mess back here. Such a mess. It works though, and it goes through the floor. I'm going to have to improve upon this design, at least a little bit. I mean, heck, I was able to do quite a bit over here, and I still haven't... I realized I could go actually editions, color of lens, or lens of color, whatever, and start making the dyed items that way, so that I could make the wrench. But I don't know, the hint on the website says that you should start with forestry, and now that I've got lava, I can get into netherrack, I can work with casings, and start doing all sorts of stuff, get grass and botania, and then I can get all sorts of things that way. At least I hope so. But there you go. A little bit of some lava production going on here, automatic fuel, and then we can use this lava to start making netherrack as well. Move on to more magical pursuits. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, be sure to spread the mischief to others. You think they'll enjoy this kind of content too. Until next time, folks, I'll see ya. Bye.